Money, they say, answereth all things. However, there are certain things in marriage that money cannot answer to. Money can answer to the things that you can buy, purchase, environment, house, and all that. However, the fundamental growth that you as an individual you're supposed to make, if you're supposed to grow and emotionally and you are not, those deficits will show up in areas where money can cover. There are three things I'm going to look at in this conversation. Probably we'll have it in three parts: self awareness, self esteem, and self confidence. Self awareness talks about knowing your emotions, knowing your values, your triggers, and your patterns. And this helps you to understand yourself and then be able to relate appropriately with your partner. You see, when you don't understand, when you're not self aware, then you look to shift the blame onto your pattern, to your partner, I beg your pardon. When you say, I'm reacting because I feel ignored, you are stating your feelings and emotions correctly, as opposed to say, you never care about me. When you know how to respond correctly, maybe you see a pattern in your spouse that reminds you, that serves as a trigger of what you have experienced maybe while growing up. I call that baggage from the past. Maybe something that happened when you were growing up between you and your sister, between you and your brother. Maybe you had a stepfather or stepmother, and some of the things they say or their actions remind you or serve as a trigger. And automatically you bring that judgment to your marriage space and you begin to act based on that or respond to your partner based on that. So self awareness helps you to introspect, helps you to look inwards. You understand and consider your feelings. You understand how you're feeling and don't automatically interpret it as the fault of the other person. You take responsibility for your part. Let's say you have a disagreement. You check and consider, where did I go wrong? How is it that my partner doesn't understand my perspective? And then you consider that. And when you do that, for every single situation, emotionally, finance decision about children, decision about career, and when you introspect and you're self-aware, you're not constantly throwing blames or sounding accusatory in your marriage relationship. You see, when somebody is deficient in this area, there's always a power tussle, constant struggle between you and your partner. And I hope that you understand that there is no marriage that is perfect. However, when you master certain areas, when you grow up, when you intentionally focus on your growth and becoming a better version of yourself, you have less struggles, less disagreements, and you're able to plan appropriately and enjoy bliss. It doesn't matter what the world is promoting. Marriage does not work. Marriage is a problem. I want you to know that when you do marriage God's way, there is a future for you. Whatever the foundation that you have that seems problematic, the Bible says in Psalms 11, verse 3, it says, if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? I also understand that with prayer and self improvement, the righteous can reinforce a defective foundation. The Lord bless you.